Hey there, Cancer. It's Jen here. Thanks for joining me. I am doing my readings right now, moving forward, are going to be timeless. So, this is a timeless reading for Cancer whenever you find it. And I'm just going to pull some cards and we'll see what's going on. I find it hard. I'm using the vice versa tarot. I have to close my eyes when I'm shuffling because you can see what the card is. And I'm like, okay, did that card jump out? Did I subconsciously pick it? So I'm clearly overthinking. So you guys might be overthinking or really focused on something's really occupying your brain when you're watching this reading. So that, how many came out? Let's see what we got. We have the King of Swords. So that's a very nice card. The 10 of Cups, also a very nice card. And the 8 of Wands. So, this is strange. Does he have light? It's almost like this figure here, this King of Swords, could be any gender, is somehow bringing lightning, did I say thunder? Lightning down on this couple. That's so strange. So it could be the person, one of the people in the couple. It could be someone. So I could see it being a family member, maybe a father, but it could also be, there's just some interference. It could be a past relationship. It's almost though like someone or something is trying to interfere in your happiness, or okay, yeah. But the energy of the King of Swords is very much an energy of just being thoughtful, looking at the facts and figures and making decisions from your head more than your heart. So, making a more Spock-like, making a logical decision is more important than following your heart. I feel like Cancer, you guys have a little bit of that in you. I don't know if it's because you're a cardinal sign. You're the most likely to go with the flow and shift and move forward, just again because of your cardinal nature. There's some communication coming in that's going to cause some friction. Now, for some of you, if you're not in a relationship, this could be some spicy texts. Like maybe you're starting to, I don't know, somehow reach out and you're sharing some spicy text. You could also get some shocking news. Be careful with the electronics. If your house is older or there's any question about whether someone did a good job on the work they did or something, you might want to have an inspector out. Just be careful of electricity, okay? I don't know. If it's usually if your gut is like, I wonder if we should use that old lamp that we got at that garage sale. Like maybe we should just bring it by a lighting shop and just have someone take a peek at it before we plug it in, something like that. So I just pulled some more cards. We have the Page of Pentacles. So this is the beginning of something. There is a beginning of something solid and grounded. But be careful. It's like the page is willing to invest, to put some some hard work in up front. But this person is like, I'm going to keep all the coins for myself. So be careful. Make sure there's give and take. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But the Four of Pentacles person is someone that is focused on financial security and things above all else. So over this, over emotions, like that is, and with the Four of Pentacles, it's almost to an unhealthy degree. Like this could be someone who hates to spend money or is always counting their money, is just really stingy and cheap is another way it can come across. It's so I almost see like a freeing yourself, like you put some initial investment in. Maybe it was kind of a crazy family dynamic and that person didn't deal with it well. And just think about that for the rest of your life. Those types, having to deal with this dysfunction and they don't kind of have your back. But I see up here being set free too from a situation. And then it's like, look I'm up here on top of all the coins and I'm free. Both of them have this surrender type posture with their heart center. You're like, I am more interested. I don't know. I just see some of you really taking charge. Like this was you, and then here you got your coin back after someone just wasn't willing to sort of open up or share. I mean, this could be someone that doesn't like to do a lot because they don't want to spend money. It just can be a very strong, constant narrative. Now, some of you could maybe come into a windfall. Now, see, there are two energies here, though, that it's almost like you have to be balanced about. The Four is the way too conservative, and the Fool is more, hey, if you don't take a risk, who knows? Who knows what could happen? And that could be just a gamble on love. Maybe maybe on paper, excuse me, there's a lot with this King of Swords. Maybe on paper, the person looks great, okay? Or the situation looks great. But something about it, just in your gut, you're not sure. You don't think so. And it's not settling and having the strength of character to say, I think I'm trying to make this, if in your head you're going round and round to make this, to squelch some doubt or some gut feeling that this isn't everything, and even though I really thought it could be, it's not. And having the courage to go out on your own and say, hey, I'm and it doesn't mean the other person's a bad person, or maybe this happened to you. It means it just wasn't right, and you can't force it no matter which side of the coin, another coin reference, you're on. You can't force something to be right with someone that's not right. And setting off with the Fool and being open to new opportunities. Could be a job. I took this job, but they weren't going to pay me what I wanted, so I'm going out on my own. And look, I am worth everything that I thought I was. So if you're looking for an employment, I definitely see an offer coming in. But if they're not going to meet your salary, don't sell yourself short when it comes to, okay, now I'm seeing for some of you, maybe there's a business opportunity, but you have to move. And that kind of blows up the relationship a little bit, because depending on where you are in a relationship, do you ask someone to move with you or vice versa? It can create a crossroads that that may require some big decisions that maybe you weren't thinking of necessarily making at this point. Maybe if you knew or they knew on some level that, yeah, that they they're happy, but it's not the one. This may be a time where there could be a breakup, or it could be a time where let's go for it, move in with me. If you combine, start living together, things will get easier financially. Like, though, you want to be mature about it with the King of Swords. You want to make sure you're asking all the right questions. How do you think money should be handled if you're kind of starting to combine your lives? Really, like, what if we have kids? Would you support one of, it could be the either parent, how the other one feels about staying home. That's one of those things where before you have kids, you can't really think about it, but it's really important because kids can be really eye-opening with who you're with. Like, they can make you find out who's really generous and who's like, oh, I'm protective of my time. Um, just there can be these ingrained expectations that people acquire in however they were raised or growing. You just don't know unless you ask. Um, you know, would I, maybe I would stay home with the child instead of daycare so fucking expensive. Would you support that? But, asking all those hard questions. So I feel like that's the way the King of Swords is coming in, is you're really being smart about it. That happily ever after isn't just making out on the beach, right? It's all these other, what's on the other side of this? Oh, the Ace of Cups. What started as the Ace of Cups, in this case, didn't end up like this, but it might be fast. This may happen really fast. Either this new person coming in or this offer. All of this, there may be a lot of moving parts all at once when this news comes in that kind of breaks things open a little bit. Yeah, and it could be that maybe you put an offer out, but you would like to stay with your current employer, and they're like, they're one of those stupid fucking companies that's just like doesn't give a shit about retaining good employees. And you're like, fuck you then. Fine. I will go and be paid what I deserve and treated the way I deserve. Again, could be a relationship too. Okay, so that's my reading for you guys, Cancer. Take care. Bye. Like, share, subscribe.